Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me start the PowerPoint here. Alright, so today guys, thanks for joining me. I believe I started the recording. Yep. So we're going to have a recording here, so this will be recorded. We will make this available on our YouTube channel, as well as we can send this out to any attendees who would like the opportunity to hear this again later on. Hi, I'm Evan with POS Portal. That's me, the presenter. So I want to talk just a little bit about POS Portal before we get started, who we are, and why you're here listening to us today. So, POS Portal, we've been in the industry for about 14 years. We do everything from deployment, equipment services, rentals. We have a CRM system, which we'll be talking briefly about today. And, really everything that you need to help you do more business. We can do your terminal download deployments. We have a full CRM system with everything from lead management tools for your sales agents, online apps so your sales agents can close deals faster, electronic signatures, boarding integrations into your processors, even residual calculators so that we can calculate out your residual payouts. A little bit about our locations. We have 3 locations. We're here at our corporate headquarters today here in Sacramento. We also have our West operations in Sacramento and our East operations. We deploy several thousand terminals a day from our 2 facilities, so we're very active with terminal deployment, and we deploy and ship most of the major terminal brands available. So a little bit about our Merchant Discovery app. Right? What we did is, we set up Merchant Discovery to offer you lead generation tools. So what we're able to do is, we basically offer you the industry's only keyword search-based lead tool. So we'll show this in a moment. We'll get in and do some searching and show you kind of how it works. You can search using things like current location, intersection, address, zip code. Traditional search, traditional lead tools typically use things like SIC and NAICS codes to allow you to search, and we take a little different approach to that. You can pull your leads over your mobile device because this is all completely cloud-based system, and you also have the power to decide what leads you want to use. So it's very unique, and we'll show this in a moment, where you can actually pull a results of a bunch of different leads that you've searched, and you can create records from some of those leads and choose to actually pull additional data based on some of the information that you pull up on the first round of searches.
Hey everyone, this is Shobhit here. I'm part of the product marketing team at POS Portal. I have been actively involved as we've developed a new product for you, the Merchant Discovery product. And as Evan explained, traditionally the lead generation tools in our industry have been more on the lead dump basis, where everybody is used to getting or buying leads in dumps, and then I would probably say blindly calling out and kind of checking out what sticks from that big dump of lead that we used to buy. And not all of us really had a lot of choice in deciding what kinds of leads to pull. You would usually give the lead provider a SIC code or a NAICS code, and they would give you a chunk of leads, and then you just go off that. What we found a loop in that process where there was not too much control, and you could really not discover more information about leads. And instead of cold calling, and I would not say wasting your time, but kind of calling in the blind, this tool that we've developed, it gives you first the ability to select what kinds of lead you want to pull, what kind of leads you want to generate, and then get more information about that businesses. So the first call that you make, or the first time you go into the business and talk to them, you are a bit more aware and you have more information than you would have had if you were just using a traditional lead source. So now we're going to go to P2 and show you how the Merchant Discovery product is integrated into our CRM system and how it works within P2, which is our CRM system.
Thanks, Shobit. So yeah, here we are, guys. So we're in P2 now. I'm going to give just a brief kind of overview of what we have here for anybody who isn't quite sure what P2 is and what it's all about. And then we'll jump into the Merchant Discovery tool and show you how that pulls information in and how you can create records and what you can do with that information. So here we are inside of P2. P2 is built on the Salesforce.com platform. It's a super valuable end-to-end solution to help you do everything from manage your leads and referrals all the way through the whole sales process, back office procedures, really everything. But what we're focusing on today is merchant discovery. So we wanted to give you guys a tool that's going to allow you to, possibly be in a new city maybe, or maybe you're sitting in your car looking for new merchants to call on, and you want to know where to go next. So what we've done is we've given you a tab up top called Merchant Discovery. When you click on it, it opens up a screen here. Now, like Shobit mentioned early on, all of our data is powered by info groups. So we're very clear about where our information comes from. This isn't our data, right? So we want to make sure you guys understand that we didn't purchase this data. We're not selling the data directly to you. It's not our data. We're just enabling you to access these databases and allow you to pull this data into P2.
And if not all of you are familiar with the name Info Group, I'm sure everybody's heard of Sales Genie. Info Group, to our knowledge, is the powerhouse as far as database of businesses is concerned. When we were looking for a database for our product, we did go out and did try out a lot of other sources of data as well, and we found out that the way Info Group goes about gathering their data, and then they're constantly validating and checking if the data is accurate, we found that they were probably the best source. And a lot of times when you guys are out there buying leads from people who are probably in the down chain of Info Group, so our intention, our objective here is to now give you data right from the source. Info Group has access to over 14 million US businesses. That's they gather their data through different means, and they validate it very, very regularly. And some examples of how they validate, they actually will call on businesses, and even if they don't get a hold of them on the phone, they will still hang on and listen to the voicemail. And if you're a business, you're going to leave a voicemail with your business name, telling them the hours of operation and stuff like that. And Info Group uses those techniques as well to make sure that the data is accurate and validated.
Perfect. Yeah, so guys, what you're looking at now is the merchant discovery screen. Like, we just gave you some Info Group background so you understand what this is from, right? And why we make sure that their brand is front and center here, because, again, this is not our data. So we give you several tools or mechanisms to be able to search this information. So for some of our clients, they want to do things like current location, right? So if you notice here, this is my current location. It's taken my GPS or my current location within my computer or the Wi-Fi I'm on right now and knows where I am. You can also do things like searching for street address, intersection, as well as things like neighborhood, city, state, and postal code. We're going to do postal code today. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and put in a local postal code we have here. And I'm going to do a keyword. Now, in this keyword search, you want to make this keyword kind of broad at first, because I'll show you in a second that you get to narrow this search down significantly. But for a kind of a first pass, let's start with just bars, right? Let's search for everybody that claims their business type as a bar within this 95691 postal code. So here what we've done is we've created a search. We've shown you all the bars that are in the 95691. Here they are on a map. You can actually click into the map, and it's going to take you to a little enhanced view, right? So you can see everything that's going on, where all these are distributed. So you might be sitting in one of these locations, and you want to see specifically where they are. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, and first of all, you can see that we have a drop down to refine the search. Now, Info Group has created all these different, refinement tools or different subcategories underneath bars. So you can take the keyword of bars, but maybe you want to take bars that only do beer or that have beer listed in their business description. Maybe you want to do comedy clubs, right? So what you're able to do here is really just come in and do a much deeper search or much deeper filter beyond bars, because maybe you've been having a lot of luck with, say, comedy clubs specifically, and you want to go and start calling on comedy clubs only. So let's go ahead and scroll down and see all the data that we pulled in. So first of all, you can see that we've got quite a bit of information here. We pulled things like the merchant's name, right, their address. You can see that you can simply click search, and it'll actually jump you over to a Google search of that business's name. So what you're looking at now is the ability to pretty much just search without actually creating a lead record with this merchant. And I'll show you how we did that in just a second. Now you can also click on map and it'll take you into the map like we showed a moment ago. But what I want to do now is I want to say, all right, these are 5 that I've already searched and I've turned them into merchant records. Now I'm going to scroll down and let's click on a couple more and let's go ahead and turn these into lead records. So I'm going to come up here and click on create leads. Now by doing this, what I've done is I've gone out and I've grabbed a little bit more information about these merchants and I've created a merchant account record with them. So let's click into one and let's show you what we did. So here's a River's Edge Bar and Grill. This was one that I created. If you see over here, the lead source says Merchant Discovery, so we know this came from Merchant Discovery. And I didn't key in any of this information. All of this was automatically populated or filled in based on that keyword search we did for bars. We populated the business name, their phone number, right? We know the lead source is Merchant Discovery. We've got their address, their shipping address. We know what county they're in. We also know the primary merchant contact or the owner of this business. Now this is the real key information you guys need to help you turn a warm lead, or excuse me, to help you turn a cold call into a warm lead, right? Because we all know that when you walk into a business, if you just ask for the decision maker or the manager, right, you're not going to get very far. It has a lot of value to you to be able to know the owner or the registered owner of the business to know who to ask for when you walk in. We also grab the SIC code for you. We know the business is open and operational. We have a description of the business, including some information like annual sales and employee count. Now what we've done, guys, is we've basically said, let's create a search, and through this search we can actually allow you to come in, select additional records that you want to create records into P2, turn those into records, and then pull all the relevant information that you need to go call on that merchant.
And as we all know, the sales reps and the ISOs, we are that's how we do our business. We have specific geographies, and all of us, we know a lot about businesses in our geographies. The names ring a bell. So when I was talking about the product initially, I mentioned that now with this product you have the ability to pre-select and select what kind of businesses you want more information on. So as you did the search here and you found a list of these 20 odd merchants, now if you go through and if you're doing a search that is in your geography, in your zip code, I'm sure some of the names are going to ring a bell, and you can use that as references, or you can select businesses close to that business which probably is a customer of yours, use it as a reference, and then now you have, instead of having to lean on a system that was giving you just a business name, just a phone number, not a lot of information about it, now you've selected a specific business domain, a niche market that probably you are an expert in, and you've selected the lead that you want to go in. So you're not essentially starting off with very little information, but you're starting off with, you're more informed. So it is not really a cold call, but it is definitely warmer, I would say, and you can now make a better informed call to the business while you're selling your products to them.
Perfect. Thanks, Shobit. So guys, we're really proud of this tool. We think we're really the only people out there that have created this kind of lead generation tool. It allows you to be really specific about what you want. Now obviously you can go and you can Google business names and you can do some research and find this information, but the value that we've delivered here is the ability to come in and do this very quickly on the fly on your iPad and really help you guys sell more and close more deals.
So now we will get into the pricing and tell you how we've, how we're going to price the product. At the outset, we've divided the merchant discovery product into 2 categories. We call one the basic search, the other is the enhanced search. You can actually get more information, as you see on the enhanced search, more information about the business, like the SIC code, the description, the EIN, the name of the contact, and slightly limited information for basic search. And the way the pricing works is, if you want to get the basic search of merchant discovery, the pricing per user per month is $15, and you can pull unlimited number of records. So like in the example we were showing you, we pulled a record for the River Bar and Grill, so that was 1 record. So like that, you can pull unlimited records for the basic search at $15 a month per user. But if you would want to get more enhanced data about these leads, the pricing for that package is $25 a month per user, and you can buy blocks of 100 records from us. So you can go in, start off by saying, all right, I want 6 of my P2 users to get the enhanced search for merchant discovery. So the pricing for that is going to be $25 per month per user. It's for 100 records that you can pull. And then when you see that, hey, I've already used my 100 records, I want 100 more, so you buy it in blocks of 100. And now since the pricing is user-based and there is obviously a number of records that you get access to, the tool that we've built, we will give you, you can build reports around it, and you can also give access to users of P2 to decide who gets to use it in your system and how many leads they can pull, how many records they can pull. So we will give you those kind of administrative features as well, so you can really manage and make sure the usage of the tool is as per what you want the users to use it like.
And when we thought through the pricing, guys, we know that typically, you guys might be out buying bulk lists, and you're definitely paying per lead, and we wanted to make sure that we can deliver a tool that's still reasonable price when it comes down to individual leads pulled, plus the value of us creating the records for you automatically and eliminating that need to key that data in. There's a ton of value when it comes to how we've set up the search and how we've set it up to create these records automatically for you.
And just a small example I will quote. While we were doing some research about the product, we were talking to an ISO, and he said that he had a sales rep and telecaller at his end. He gave her a lead of, I think, 100 records to call on, but just the task of manually entering that data and the feedback from the call was so much that for half of the records that she called on, she just said not available. Obviously writing not available is much easier than writing more information about the business. So what Evan pointed out, the fact that you are in P2, you're getting more information about the businesses in P2 itself, you are not entering a lot of data. I think there's a great value there. So you do a search based on keywords, you are instantly transferring that lead that you've pulled, that record that you've pulled, into an account in P2, and then it becomes like any other account that you're using in our CRM system. You can assign it to a sales rep, use it as a sales rep, start selling products to that account. But now that account becomes a record in your CRM system, and it is P2 for us, for our customers, is their repository of all data as far as their merchant portfolio is concerned. So with this tool, with the record that you pulled, you've now started at the first point where it is an account, a record in P2. That's my contact information there. I am as I said, I'm part of the product marketing team. I have been involved in developing the product merchant discovery. As I said, we've spent a lot of time really going out there and making sure that the data that we are providing to you is, I would say it is one of the best in the industry. It is what I'm guessing a lot of you already use out there, but through different means and through different channels. So please let us know if you have any questions. We're obviously taking questions after the webinar today as well. Let us know if you have any questions. We're still working on some administrative stuff for the product, so we will be ready to start selling it, I would say, the first week of March. We will obviously have your contact information. We'll make an announcement when we do that. So for anyone who's interested in using the product, can definitely reach out to us. And just before we get into the questions, you have to use the product in P2, which is our CRM software. So this product, this lead generation tool, is only available to P2 customers.
So I already see a couple questions coming into the chat box, guys. I'm going to answer these questions first. If you have any questions you want to chat in, feel free to chat them in. We'll get through those, and then we'll unmute everybody to see if there's any questions you want to ask in person. So I see one question. Do you have to pay info group as well?
That's from Larry, and I think a very good, relevant question. No, you don't have to pay info group for this data. the pricing that we showed is what you pay us, and we give you the ability to pull the data that's provided by Infogroup, so you don't have to pay anybody else for this data.
Perfect. So a couple reminders, guys. We do have a recorded version of this that will be available to you. At the end, we'll make it available on our YouTube channel, and you can follow up with us if you'd like a copy of that, and we'll be happy to send you the link so you can have the video. How current are the leads?
I think before that, we have another question from Dan. Dan is asking, with an enhanced option, what is the per record price? So that's what I said. You can buy the per user leads on blocks of 100. So for every 100 records, the per user price is $25 a month. The second question, Larry, how current is the leads? And I'll just compliment Larry there. I'm sure you've worked with a lot of leads. You're asking the same questions I was asking when I was looking for the source of the leads. So the leads are very current. I mentioned the way Infogroup uses to call out and validate the businesses. They say that throughout the year, they kind of do an overhauling of their lead database every year. But even throughout the year, they have a very huge call center that I think they're in Omaha, and they're calling out these businesses. So I would say the leads are very current. They're updating that list every year.
I see another question for how long is the contract? So you have to be a user of P2 in order to use our system, right? So
yes, that's correct. So first you have to be a P2 user. So and as P2 you buy licenses of our system. So that's the contract for the product is aside from the P2 contract, and the minimum term that you have to sign up for is 12 months.
Do all users need to subscribe? And that's from Becky.
Yeah, again, Becky, that's a good question. No, all users do not need to subscribe. So you can decide which sales reps or who in your P2 org needs to get the licenses for. So no, all users do not need to subscribe.
So guys, I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody to see if there's any questions to ask in person. If you do have me on speakerphone, please mute your phone so we don't have to listen to what you're doing in the background. All right, I think I got everybody. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. Shobit and I will hang out for a few minutes to answer any questions. If you don't have any questions, thank you for joining. We'll definitely be following up to see if you have any additional questions about what you saw today. Let's see, dumb question, what is P2? Larry, it looks like we need to probably contact you, Larry, and set up a webinar to kind of show you the extent of what P2 is. So Larry, I'm going to have a rep get in touch with you today, and we'll set up a time to kind of spend a little bit of time with you chatting about what P2 is. Now that you've seen this awesome tool, we want to go ahead and show you how you can get it, and you can only get it by using P2. So we got your phone number, Larry. Thanks for that.
Hey guys, are you there?
Yep.
Hey, thanks for all this. I guess, I don't work with many leads. I'm a guy that does a lot of bold calls. I just walk into businesses, with no information. This is something I can definitely look forward to working with. To get set up, I guess, do you guys, if we said, yeah, we'd like to do it right now, not that you have to go through it, but just provide me some information. This is Justin Leone.
Yeah, so Justin, first of all, you need to be a user of P2, and are you? The way you get set up with P2 is there's obviously a process. It's a CRM system. We can kind of educate you and let you know on what you need to get set up with that. We'll be happy to kind of run through that. Once you're set up with P2, you just need to tell us you want to start doing this. There's no setup or really anything fancy. There's a few terms and conditions, and that's it. And then once that's going and once that's set up, you can just start pulling leads and creating records inside of P2, our CRM system.
Cool.
So
I'll just communicate with you via email, and
Perfect, Justin. I appreciate it, and we'll definitely follow back up with you as well to kind of set a time and to get you a demo so you can see kind of what P2 is and the whole how everything integrates. You know, there's a whole lot more really exciting stuff our system can do, and we only showed about 2% of it today because just our focus was the merchant discovery.
Awesome.
Any other questions from anybody else out there? Well, I'll take that silence as a no. I really appreciate everybody's time today. Again, Shobit and I will hang out for a couple more minutes to make sure no other questions come up, and I'll leave his contact screen up here on the main screen. Please feel free to leave the meeting if you're done, and we'll definitely be following up with you guys to see if there's any additional questions, and just say thank you for joining our webinar today. Thanks again, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and hang out here, and we'll end the webinar in just a couple minutes if there's no additional questions.